Childs Hill School's a very vibrant and diverse community, a very happy place to be. People enjoy working here, children enjoy learning here, and as a community we work hard together to make sure relationships support one another. Considering the different backgrounds, faiths, religions, languages within the school, we wanted to make sure that everyone's voice felt heard. We wanted to make sure that in order to work and learn in a positive place, our relationships were developed within the school. So we discussed as a staff, rather than looking just at a behaviour policy, looking at a relationships policy. It's not that there was terrible behaviour in the 7 years ago when I joined the school. It's just that we noticed behaviours that kept repeating and that concerned us. If a child got into an argument or a fight, it might be something that then repeated itself, and we wanted to try and understand what was making those behaviours occur and what we could do to help the children and their families to move forward. We were approached by the Youth Offending Service in Barnet to work alongside Melinda Hopkins and her company Transforming Conflict, who use restorative approaches within schools and other settings to help repair harm that may have occurred within a school or a community. People often want a quick resolution. We discussed what was different about a restorative approach to what may have been in the past a straightforward punitive or punishment type approach, and this was difficult, but without any shadow of a doubt that over the last 6 years people have really benefited from using restorative approaches within the school.
We use circle time within our school to help promote positive relationships and behaviour, which then enables and enhances learning for all children. Within our school we have 2 set slots of time within our timetable for circle time to take place, but we're also very flexible in the respect that circle time can take place when an issue has arisen that as the class teacher you feel needs to be solved within the circle. Since my first year in Childs Hill School, the development of the children's listening skills through circle time there's been an immense change. At the beginning it was very much something that we as a school were learning to do and the children were learning with us. Now, as the years have gone by, it's fully embedded within the school and the children are very, very aware of the expectations within a circle time, and they're then able to transfer those into their other lessons within the playground. Children actually really enjoy circle time within our school. They really look forward to it. They enjoy the fact that they can sit down and they can have a chat about something that they're finding difficult and that they feel safe whilst they're doing it. They've got the skills to verbalise how they're feeling, they've got the language, and they know that they're not going to be laughed at or ridiculed. It's a very safe and positive aspect within our curriculum that reaches across all areas.
Tigers, as usual, we're going to start with our circle time rules. Can you quickly talk to the person next to you and think of 1 or 2 of our class rules? Off you go.
Whatever's said in the circle stays in the circle.
Excellent. Hassan.
You have to be sensible.
Anthony.
No bad word.
And Malika.
Respect what other people are saying.
Fantastic. Respect what anyone is saying within the circle. Ikra.
Keep your hands on yourself.
Okay, hands and feet to yourself.
What do you need to get the best out of yourself?
I need some sleep and like a good relationship with my friends, otherwise I can't concentrate.
When I have harmed somebody, if it's just something little that I've done, I go and talk to them. But if it's something like really serious, then sometimes I ask somebody else to help me and talk to me.
When I've been harmed, I need peer mediators to calm me down.
A restorative approach is used to teach children that their actions have consequences rather than to try to teach them to be good for fear of being punished. It's quite a formal, scripted approach. There is a series of questions that staff can work their way through with children. So staff are familiar with these, they're trained to use them, and the children also become very familiar with these questions. So typically a restorative conference is sought by somebody who's been hurt or harmed. So it might look like this. A child will come and seek out an adult who is available or free at the time to spend some time talking to them. They will ask the adult if they can speak to them. The adult will sit down with the child on their own. It's a very key factor of restorative approach that each person involved in any conflict has time on their own with an adult. So the child or the adult concerned will sit down together and the adult will work through the scripted questions. And this starts with the simple question, tell me what happened or what happened. As the child works through the events that have happened, the adult will prompt the child to reflect. What were you thinking at the time? How were you feeling, to build up a bigger picture? If the event looks like it's not making sense or the adult thinks something might have happened before, the adult might prompt the child what happened before that or what happened after. And it's very important for the adult not to ask any leading questions. The adult must stick to the script at all times. When the child has finished telling their story and explaining what happened, what they were thinking and how they were feeling, the adult will ask the child how they're feeling now. The adult will then ask the child who has been harmed by what's happened, who has been affected by the behaviours. It might be the child themselves, but the adult will encourage the child to think about everybody involved. The adult will then ask the child what they need at that point, what their needs are. When the child has expressed this, the adult will then leave the child in a quiet place to calm down or send them back to their class, and then go through exactly the same process with each of the other people who were involved in the incident, so each person is heard.
You look quite angry. What's happened?
Well, when I went in class after play, Bernadette just started pushing me around.
Right.
And then I got really annoyed with her.
You got annoyed. What were you thinking?
I was thinking, like, why is she doing this to me?
Okay. And how are you feeling?
Really upset because, like, that's not what normally happens. We usually talk to each other.
Okay, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
All right. Had anything happened before?
Yeah, like before we sometimes got angry at each other, but it wasn't like we'd start pushing her around.
You wouldn't usually push each other?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more. Anything?
Well, she got really angry at me, and then because before I'd been a bit rude to her and thing.
Had something happened? Can you tell me any more about?
Yeah, I ripped up her work.
Okay.
Because I didn't like the way she was acting with me, and I thought she needed to get like a bit of what's happening.
Right, so you ripped up her work. When did that happen?
Before playtime.
Before playtime. What were you thinking when you ripped up her work?
I was thinking, like, she's been all mean to me, so maybe she should get a feeling of how it feels.
Okay. Who's been affected by that?
I think the teacher, me and Linda.
Okay. What do you need now? What do you feel you need at the moment?
I need like a bit of time to like think it through.
Okay, we can do that. And do you feel there's anything that you'd like to do to try and make things better?
Maybe say sorry to her. Thanks.
All right. Would you be happy to sit down and talk with Bernadette as well?
Yeah.
Okay then, shall we do that later?
Okay.
All right.
If everybody is calm and everybody is ready to meet with the others, the adult will then bring everybody involved in the conflict together. This might be 2 people, this might be a large group of 6 or 7 people. So the children or the adults or whoever's involved are then brought back into the same room. The process is then repeated with each person being given a chance to explain what happened from their perspective, how they were feeling at the time and what they were thinking at the time. How they're feeling at that point in time, which might have changed since initially, and identifying their needs in this situation.
I took over the role of looking after the peer mediators about 2 years ago, and every new academic year we recruit a new team of peer mediators to add on to the ones that are already there, to replace the ones that have left. And at any one time we'd probably have about 25 peer mediators, so it's quite a lot of them. And the training course is quite rigorous, it's quite exacting. It's a 1-day process, and there are 3 different strands to the training. First of all, it's to enable them to develop their emotional intelligence. Then we go on and give them quite a prescriptive strategy for helping people to sort out their problems. So they have a script that they work to that's more or less the same script as we work to as staff when we're trying to sort out conflict between children. They have to find out what happened, how it made the participants feel, and what can those people do to sort it out. So they are essentially mediating, they're peer mediators, so they're mediating between people with problems to help them sort out their own problems. And then we train them on when it's appropriate for them to act. When should they mediate between people? And what is their role? So we have to kind of tell them, you're not little teachers, you're not security guards. They have their high-vis jackets on, so I think they, they feel a bit like they're patrolling the playground sometimes. But we have to tell them, you're not security guards, you're not little teachers, you are there amongst your peers to help them sort out their problems if they want to be helped.
The teachers here, they stick to their word. They will always say, like, if they was trying to sort out a problem, they would sort out a problem and you'd feel safe and secured.
For me as well, I learned a lot from him, from the school, from everybody, because I give him the chance now, I give him the time to explain himself, and I could see the improvement.
They love doing circle time, and once you've got the right games together and you've got them used to it and comfortable with doing it, it's something they actually want to do.
I like when we talk about our feelings.
It leads to a happier playground, definitely, and a happier school overall.
Restorative approaches are very much at the heart of Childs Hill School. It's not something that we add on to what we do, it's part of who we are. Our relationships policy underpins everything about the school. It's the first thing that I share with staff, with parents, with pupils. And at the beginning of every term, children understand what it is that they as a class need to get the best out of themselves. It has transformed the way we work. It most definitely has had a significant impact on the community. People walk into our school and always comment on how welcomed they feel, on the supportive feel within the school, and they often say they can't put their finger on what it is, but there is a very special feel as you walk around the school. And I truly believe that is because as far as we can, we ensure that everyone's needs are met, that everyone's voice is heard, and that a restorative approach totally supports that.